बोला जाता है लड़कियों को एक easy job लो, because that's how we have been trained or we have been groomed by our parents to look for the easy jobs out there, right? Mainly because of safety, okay, and mainly because you can have your work-life balance, come back to home at time, look after your family, look after your family, kids, and etc. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast by IMA Indore Management of Association. We are here for the first HR conclave being held at Indore Hotel Park. We are delighted to have Miss Neha Sharma as our guest today. She is the head HR for Kimerica Hunter and has been in the industry for almost more than 12 years. Ma'am, welcome to the show. Thank you. Thanks for the warm welcome, and I'm so glad to be part of here. And this is going to be my first podcast, so very excited for the. No, I hope we treat you well and ask you better questions. So, ma'am, tell us about your journey. How? So I did my graduate in BSc Biotechnology. Then I realized the looking at the placement of my seniors, this is not the industry where I would want to be because I always loved having friends, having people around me. Okay. So I decided to go for MBA. I did my MBA from ILM Greater Noida. Okay. Then I was placed with Pfizer Limited as a part of campus placement. So I was handling South Delhi and hospital sales basically. So within a couple of months of joining, I had a new joinee under me as a trainee. So that's how my journey was. So I really enjoyed that job because it gave me a lot of experiences and insight of human psychology, And but being an HR person at the heart and having graduated in HR, I decided to venture into HR field. So took a 50% pay cut at that time and entered into HR field. So basically for learnings, I've never behind money. I've always behind learnings. And that's the reason, I'm sitting in front of you here right now. Then I joined Vocard Limited in Aurangabad. So I worked with Vocard Limited at their Aurangabad Shendra plant for close to 5 years. Under the leadership of great leaders who have molded me. Then I've worked with Myco Seeds, Maharashtra Hybrid Seeds. So they are the pioneers of Indian agriculture. Okay, so I was a HRBP for them, handling functions like supply chain, logistic, R&D, quality, production, etc. Okay, so handling an employee base of close to 700 people there. Then COVID happened and I had my baby delivered in Indore. Okay. So I joined Mittal Appliances in Indore. So which was into the industry of point blank manufacturing coils and bullet cups. So I was with them for close to a year. Then eventually it again happened that my husband got a job again in Aurangabad. So I had to move back to Aurangabad. So I was in Aurangabad for 2 years working on a part-time basis to manage the work-life balance because my baby was small. So I worked with service industry clients, IT clients, BFSI clients. So I was handling recruitment for them. Then I again came back to Indore last year. I joined Avi Agri. So they were into the manufacturing of edible oil, soya chunks, sunflower oil. So was with them for a very brief period. And now I'm with Kimerica, one of the great organizations that I'm working currently. So they are into the manufacturing of luxury beauty products, toiletry amenities. So that's how my journey is. So I see that you have done, you've been into variety of industries and I'm sure it helps you, hire better and be a better HR. Yeah. One thing I would like to ask you is that, it is seen that women are more, inclined toward being HR और या हम एक HR में आज देखें तो women बहुत ज़्यादा हैं as compared to men. Why so? Like, why do you think it is like that? So, that's a very great question and, it's very common कि वो बोला जाता है लड़कियों को एक easy job लो. Because, that's how we have been trained or we have been groomed by our parents to look for the easy jobs out there, right? Mainly because of safety, okay? And mainly because, you can have your work-life balance, come back to home at time, look after your family, look after your, family, kids and etc. But I guess this is not the case. Nowadays, if you see women, they are in every industry. They are, you see, they are in the models. So everything is there.
But yes, I think लड़कियों का एक बहुत sixth sense होता है, which is very much required in HR. So that's the reason, I see a lot of girls coming into HR. So that could be one.
एंड ऑल्सो लाइक क्योंकि women मोर एक इमोशनली डेवलप्ड होती हैं, तो वो क्योंकि HR में ह्यूमन रिलेटेड थिंग है,
Yeah.
तो वो उस इमोशनल कनेक्ट को बेटर यूज कर पाती
Exactly. Like as that, we are blessed with the sixth sense.
है. राइट.
So whatever, that nitty-gritties or in between the lines, women can easily read, and they are, and women have always been good at multitasking.
Right.
So that's the reason they are like master of all the trades.
Definitely. So, one thing, like, what do you think? What are the core values which, as a HR, you bring to an organization? What are the basic HR core values?
Okay, so over my journey of last 13 years, what I've realized is whether the organization is small or big, or you're dealing with, let's say, blue collar workers or white collar workers, PhDs, graduates, ITIs, etc.
Right.
What is most important is that you need to have a very clear cut communication, right? And it has to be a two-way. That's many of the organizations, they have great processes, they have great policies, but if the communication is not clear, whom to communicate, when to communicate, and how to communicate, these are the aspects which, if taken care, there will be lot of things will immediately get resolved, right? There will not be some miscommunications or the topic of like organization politics and all that won't come into the picture if your team is very clear on your communication part. So that is something, I try to build in my organizations, that people are very clear and they communicate back and very clearly, right? Second is the execution part. No matter what, you say, I know this, I know that, I have this degree, I have been certified, and but unless and until, you do that walk the talk, right? It's just all a promise on the papers.
Right.
So communication and execution excellence is what I propagate in all my organizations.
Yes, definitely. It has actually to be practiced rather than just being on the paper.
Exactly.
Very nice. So, ma'am, another thing, like these days, appraisals and promotions are being done on the basis of KPIs and KRAs. It's a very new thing, and like organization is implementing it now. So, could you please, throw some light on what KPI and KRAs are?
See, again, to define the KRA and KPIs, the HR fellows must really understand the business processes, must really go in depth of the role. See, JD is the primary requisite, but what it requires to enable that KRA, or to perform that job, is something which HR person should really understand. And then based on the competencies, based on the role plays, based on the skills identified, your KRAs should be mapped, and KRAs again have to be very smart. Okay. So how do you define your KRAs? That's the SMART methodology. It has to be very specific. It has to be measurable. It has to be attainable. It has to be result oriented and time bound. Suppose if I give you an example, as an HR, my target is to ensure 100 hirings in a year, right? So 100 hirings in a year, again, if I want to be very specific, with a service level agreement of 45 days, right? So if I'm you as a business head, you are giving me a requirement, let's say on today. So starting from today, within 45 days, I have to close that position.
Right.
Right.
So we can measure it
yeah.
in some number or
and then the percentage of hirings completed as per the timelines, as per the standards identified, that serves as your KPIs. And again, there are two types of KRAs. One is the leading KRAs, which are more focused, business future oriented, right? For example, innovation. So innovation is something which will happen, which you will do to maybe in terms of new product lines, in terms of new businesses, or in terms of new initiatives with respect to HR or any other function. So all those KRAs which are future oriented are called as leading KRAs.
Okay.
And something which has happened and now you're just measuring, that is called as lagging KRAs.
Okay.
So I think the businesses should focus more on the leading KRAs so that your organization grows, and again the employee also sees a sense of satisfaction and belongingness with respect to future. Right?
Wow, that was a beautiful answer. Next, ma'am, like recently the KPI and KRA system has been coming on top. A lot of organizations are implementing it, but there are few organizations or people who don't even know what KPI and KRA are. So, can you please throw some light on this concept?
Sure. So KRA KPIs are, globally is a process of evaluating your performance. So how is it done? Basically, it has to be very smart KRAs. So now what do I mean by smart is it needs to be specific, it needs to be measurable, it needs to be attainable, it needs to be time bound, it needs to be realistic, right? Suppose for me, my KRA would be talent acquisition.
Right.
So that's a very generic KRA. Having a smart KRA would sound like to ensure 100 hirings in a span of 45 days.
Okay.
Right? So this is very realistic and it's time bound also. And it shows the commitment to my other business heads as well, right? So the percentage of hirings which I've done in 45 days will act as my KPIs and the success factor of that KPI, right? Now, again, when you're defining KRAs, so there are two types of KRAs. One is your leading KRAs, which are more of future-oriented KRAs, which businesses should have. Like innovation, for example, it's a futuristic KRA, right? Then second is the lagging KRA. What has been done, you're just measuring the outcome of it. So those are the lagging KRAs. So it's important to have a balance of both the leading KRAs and the lagging KRAs to be successful in the business.
And they have to be quantified.
Yeah, they have to be quantified. Exactly.
Wow. Thank you, ma'am. It was a very insightful discussion and enriching discussion. I'm sure our audience gonna be.
So I am happy to be here.
With that. Thank you, everybody. Please do like, share, and comment, and do follow IMA for more such podcasts. Thank you.
Thank you.